This is getting very spicy. By the way, that quote is going to be the trailer to the episode.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Wow, this is getting very spicy.
Welcome to NCIS Partners and Probies. I'm Diona Reasonover.
I'm Brian Dietzen. I love how you just like went, wow. You just got into that with such aplomb.
Well, you know what it was? Okay, so a little behind the scenes. So we've been having a debate with our wonderful producer, Eddie, about how to cue us for this.
Sure.
And we just got our new one, which was...
Here's what I was going for was like 5, 4, 3.
But that reminds me of the song Level Up. So I think that a song is about to drop. You know what I mean? And I asked for like a go. And when I got it, I was so joyful, which is why I was like, welcome to NCIS.
You were shot out of a cannon, man. I love that. All right. Today on our episode of Partners and Probies, we have one of our dearest friends, but also just a great hang. The guy needs no introduction.
But here it is.
So we're just going to stop there.
No.
What? No?
No.
Guys, it's Wilmer Valderrama.
Yay, activist, singer, actor, director, producer.
Fez. He's been everywhere. He's done everything. USO World Ambassador. And also just our dear friend. And what a great talk. I mean, this guy, you can give him any conversation topic and he's gonna nail it. And
it's the only time I've been nervous to interview someone, actually, because he's so accomplished and because there's so much I want to talk to him about it. I actually got a little nervous about it.
I think also because he's our friend.
Yeah.
And you're like, we're really close with the guy. We spend, 10 hours a day on set with him. And it's just like, we want to make you feel at home here.
And he's my only friend on set because this guy.
Yeah. It's just with the eye contact has to go, don't do it.
It doesn't work. It's too much of a distance. Anyway, stay tuned for our interview with Wilmer Valderrama.
Dude, thank you so much for coming by today.
Thank you so much for pronouncing my name with such passion. Hi.
Can you give us a really strong Wilmer Valderrama, like the correct pronunciation?
Do you want me to say it
yes.
how it's said in South America?
Please, I would love to hear that.
Wilmer Valderrama.
Valderrama.
But
so you have a little tilde on the R.
It's dangerous. You could get hurt out here in the north.
Did you know that when you first joined the show,
quick, it'll blow up.
When you first
vocal cords.
When you first joined the show, David McCallum called you Vilmer with a V.
Vilma.
For like 3 years.
Yeah, Vilma.
What do you mean 3? He was still doing it when I was there.
Scooby-Doo? Vilma.
Because he grew up around a few Wilmers, but they were German Wilmers that pronounced it Vilma.
That's another show.
Yeah.
That's a totally different show.
Yeah, I know. He definitely, I think at the beginning he was just like, hey.
Your name was Hey.
Hey.
You're like, that's me.
That's me. That's
okay,
yep.
Speaking of, so you're cast in NCIS and...
Mine. It's my cast.
Sure.
No. When you are cast in NCIS.
I thought you said,
yes.
Okay.
When you were cast in NCIS.
Your cast. I thought it was my cast. You're right.
It's yours.
Mine.
No, it's yours.
All of you are mine.
Finally.
Who invited me to this thing?
Someone
Who thought it was a
finally
good idea?
tells us who
All of
owns
us.
the whole cast.
All of us.
Let me ask you.
He's so fun, you said.
Let's have him on. It's going to be great. Episode. He's a gentleman.
People are going to love it.
You're obviously incredibly well established in Hollywood. What is it like getting the call to say, we want you? Incredibly. Are you kidding me?
You're right.
You are.
You're right.
Yeah, you can't. You're like, oh, please.
Yeah.
No one knew who I was. I was a nobody at that time. What's it like getting the phone call saying, we want you to play the lead agent on NCIS? I mean, was there any apprehension about that for you, or you were immediately like, yes, that's the one I want to do?
Well, it's interesting. The first is you're incredibly humbled. The show at the time, it was such a pop culture. It's still one of the most pop culture hits of all time. At the time when I got the phone call, the show's already #1 in the planet. It's already #1 on the network. And my first reaction was like, I don't know that they would need me. And I just didn't feel like,
what
I just didn't know what I would contribute to a show that was doing so well, so great at that point. And everyone in the show was iconically doing something very beautifully received by audiences.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2-3 years before that or so, I had you know, I had an opportunity, and I met with the showrunners of NCIS Los Angeles, and I wasn't ready, you know, and I also, that show configuration, you know, I think Chris O'Donnell and Ella Kuja were doing such a great job. You know, they were looking for somebody opposite Danny.
So it was the Eric Christian Olsen,
Yeah.
the Marty Deeks role.
Yeah, and I had a meeting there, and you know, it was a beautiful meeting, really great, and all stuff. They had a really great creator for the character. You know, I just there were some other things that I really wanted to see through, and so the timing was off. You know, for me to consider that, and then like after a year later, it was like, I said to myself, if I'm ever gonna do an NCIS, I got to do the mothership. Little bit, I know that like 3 years after that, I
don't want a spin-off.
I want
the main course.
You put it out there.
I want the whole pasta.
Yeah.
I just made up an analogy.
Yeah.
It's a new analogy that I
was a new
created. I want the whole pasta, you know?
Yeah.
We're copywriting that. Thank you.
But not to like be, you know, unnecessary with the details, but that was my first reaction, and so I initially I was like, I don't know, I feel like I'd rather go to a place where either they need me, or I want to start something fresh and new. At the time, I was doing I was doing Minority Report on Fox, which did one season, but it was a Spielberg thing, and I was working in the future, so I love that genre. And then I was doing From Dusk Till Dawn with Robert Rodriguez, and I was covering gunpowder and fake blood, and had fangs, and I was a vampire, and an underworld crime saga. And I was like, I love this genre thing. I think this is where I'm gonna coast, you know? And when I got the call, my agents were like, well, you should definitely take the meeting. I think you'll be surprised.
And were you meeting then with like Gary Glassberg?
I met with Gary. I had lunch with him at a little coffee shop in West Hollywood.
Cute.
Very cute coffee shop. He was dressed super cute too.
Really?
Yeah.
Classic Gary.
Classic cute Gary. Resting cute.
Yes.
And you know, so I said with him, and I was very frank. I was very honest. I was like, hey, listen, you know, I'll be honest. Like, I'm very flattered. I'm out of respect and love. I wanted to meet with you and say thank you personally. I just don't know what I can contribute to the show. And then he said, well, you'll be surprised. You know, the show, yes, is #1, and yes, we have a 2-year pickup, and you know, it's gonna move forward and all that, but if the show is going to continue to move the way that it has to continue to evolve and change with the audience is and with the world.
Yeah.
And at the time, he said something that I was laughing so hard. He goes, you know, no one's running after the bad guy anymore.
No one's running after the bad guy anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like,
was he sizing you up? He's like, yeah, you look pretty fit.
You work out?
Yeah. I think you're looking pretty good.
You lift, bro?
So I laughed, and I was like, you know, obviously he was kidding, but he meant, you know, it could be important to change a little pace, you know, on the show.
Sure.
And you know that at that time, I would also say that there was a lot of conversations about how to change diversity in the culture of the on-screen family.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And I was one of those first big moves. I mean, and look, I would say, and for the network, I would say, but you know, Cody DePablo, who's a Chilean actress, who's a beautiful Latina, powerful Latina,
Yep.
Incredible
Latina.
actor. Yeah.
She was playing an Israeli character.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She was technically the first Latina actress to like have one of those really powerful procedural, like iconic female, you know, leading roles.
Yeah.
But she was playing a different ethnicity.
Yeah.
You know, I would have, you know, it's the United States. I would have let her play, you know, Chilean or something, you know. But the point I'm making is that I felt kind of it was an interesting and exciting opportunity to see how I could create it. It's like, let's create a character that you will be excited to you know, to play and have a lot of fun. So what I said was like, well, look, if you're open to creating a character, I want to make sure that when I come in there, I come and play a character that the show has never seen.
Right.
I want to play something that dynamically is not what the show is used to. And we started building backwards, right? Because, you know, Michael Weatherly was exiting, you know, he was moving on. And they wanted just another support, you know, for the team. And I just, so that was kind of how it all worked out.
You know what's interesting? I just want to, because you came in after Michael Weatherly, and I remember when I first got there, you were like, don't try to fill someone else's shoes, make your own shoes.
Mhm.
And that was something that I've always really held. And I really appreciated that advice because it was so kind of you to tell me when you didn't know me. You could have just been like, hey, good luck.
Yeah.
What is it that you think allows you to, you bring this like gravitas, you bring this vulnerability. What do you think that why do you think you're able to access that? I don't know why I had such a hard time getting that out. I actually got emotional thinking about our first conversation and then I couldn't talk.
Thank you, sweetheart. There was a lot of pressure when I joined NCIS.
Yeah.
I made it look very easy.
You did.
On purpose. And I don't mean it like as credit. I mean it like I had to like really buried all the thoughts of what if I get this wrong.
Because there's a lot going on up here
in the biggest show for the network. It's the biggest franchise for the network, period. It's like the anchor. It's when you think CBS, you think NCIS. And so there's a lot of responsibility. And I have to say, since we're in a show that's as controversial as this one, I would also say that when I got there, there was a little bit of a boys club. There was a little bit of a feeling that like, oh, Michael left. Who is this, where you have some big shoes to fill. And, I had to make sure that some individuals knew that, that he left wearing his shoes and I came in wearing mine.
Mm-hmm.
And that I just needed to focus on the work. I needed to focus on what brought me comfort and what I felt I could swing hard. And that was coming full circle to when you arrived. I wanted you to have that same freedom because it's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would also say Emily Wickersham had a very similar pressure.
Yeah.
She wasn't necessarily set up in a way that felt, she could just be free, and do what she could do. And even though she still fought and created a very iconic character for NCIS as well. And every single one of you have come and have had to swing for the fences at a place where, it could be very vulnerable and it could also be very intimidating, But the truth is, like, I want to make sure that everyone on the show is free and feels very open to swing for the fences and making sure that what we leave on that screen is something that we will love to be known for.
Can we talk a little bit actually about the Torres and Bishop relationship? Were you happy with the way that relationship developed? Is there anything you still want to see between them?
Well, I think that when I got there, I would be completely honest. I don't know that they were riding her to her full potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what she needed on that squadron was someone that was kind of around the same age.
Right.
Someone that can dynamically feel youthful with her. And it was, I think, like, our in-between banters that the writers started noticing. They're like, oh, these guys are kind of hilarious together. They're kind of silly together. We had a lot of fun. This dude and I were always funny together. And so it was that energy that they're like, oh, maybe we follow the breadcrumbs of what they do on social media and how silly they are. And I think they built something really strong. And I think it was very smart to never go there.
Yeah.
I think it was very smart to not make them a relationship. Because I think at the time, I don't think it would have worked for the show. It would have been, again, the burden of Tony and Ziva.
Right.
It already happened also.
Yeah.
So it was like this unlikely friendship.
But it was also that cool thing, though, that I think you guys played really well, which was, for years, it wasn't a will they, won't they. It was almost like a, are they interested?
Right.
Like, are they interested in one another? But there wasn't like a tease laid out,
Right.
until there was, which was towards the very, very
Towards
end.
the very end.
Yeah.
And I thought that was wonderful. But you brought up a good point about just Wickersham as an actress and reaching her potential, and also filling some really, really big shoes of Cody DePablo. You doing the same, like you said, you brought your own shoes to Michael Weatherly, you with Paulie Perrette,
You with
me
David
with David
McCallum.
McCallum.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the three of us right here, we have I don't think it's because of each of us individually. It's more of the DNA of the show and the culture there of saying, what is this show and why do people want to watch it each week?
Right.
And it's the strength of the characters, which is not to say us as actors individually, but more so, these stories and these scripts and how they all come together. It's been great to see you kind of lead the charge in reinventing that, reinventing these the show through a new character.
Well, I appreciate that. I think it was like the perfect storm of everybody wanted to have, create an evolution.
Yeah.
And specifically an evolutionary process for the show. I think the writers needed that, new energies to travel to different seas.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that was also something that I felt it had to be across the board an intentional, an intentional mark. Like we needed to look at the mandate for our whole show and be like, how do we evolve together? And I think everybody dynamically did that.
Yeah.
I mean, every character, like your character is not written like anyone else but yourself, right? Your character also has found your voice. So I think that's really fun. But I again, like there is a lot of level, there's a big level of pressure, and I love you for that beautiful memory. But, you had something that we needed, and you play it to the full strength, and you're so fun and dynamic and silly, and you're quirky in your own way, and you created something that room and now is a canvas for, because that room could have been a burden, but now it's your canvas and it's your playground. So
okay, so speaking of like changing, of things changing, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about like the changes in your career, starting with, of course, Fez from that 70s show.
Oop.
And then let me tell you, you did this little
I'll do the accent.
This little spot on this little Fox show called That 70s Show. Wilmer, I read your book a couple of times.
Did you? Did you read it or did you hear it on the way here today?
No, I read it.
2 times speed?
No, not was not on Audible. It was it was wonderful reading about how you came into this show. And you were what? You were 17 at the time?
I was
18?
17, about to turn 18.
Yeah. And
I don't think I was 18 by that time.
Yeah, and so you were already living in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Was that an overnight, everything changes in Wilmer's world, everything changes in his family's world, and the reason why I say it's a big departure is because where you're at then in your life is obviously different from where you are now, established veteran actor with wife and children, all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. But also just the tone and tenor of that TV show versus NCIS is vastly different, man.
Sure.
So
and everything in between too. It's really interesting. To answer your first question about like, did everything change? I mean, everything kind of had to change for our family. We were, if you remember in the book, we were eating dinner every other night, and we were late 3 months rent all the time. And my dad was doing the best he could with what he had, and so getting a little commercial here and there, which was what I thought was my contribution to the house. Yeah. And it became this delusional quest. We're like, what if I could make money with this and that's how I take care of my family. And then, long story short, I'll spare you that whole thing. But I would say when I got that audition, I got this, when you do like a network read, they have you sign contracts before you get the part. Mm-hmm. Before your final audition.
Of course,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
And you sign contracts, and it said that I was gonna make $15,000 for the first episode, and $10,000 per episode after that.
Woo!
And I looked at my dad, and I said, "Dad," and I've said this so many times, but it always brings a smile to my face. I was like, "Dad," he was sitting there. Imagine if I get this right now.
Yeah.
Like $15,000 would be more than like we've made in the whole year.
Wow.
Like it'd be so crazy, Dad, if we get it's like winning the lottery, And my dad, without missing a beat, said, "Mijo, if you get it, that's very good. If you don't get it, that's very good." And I was like, okay, I guess very good. And so I went in and I just auditioned and swing for the fences. And I was like, we'll see what happens. And I got home 30 minutes later. You remember when you used to be able to grab the line?
Yes.
And you go in the other room and you grab the line and you can hear through the phones what was happening in the one conversation?
Yeah.
Everybody in every room of the house was like...
Was on it, just covering the receiver.
And he's like, hey, good news. They want you to come back tomorrow. I was like, oh my God, I got a call back. And then he said, they want you to come back tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that.
Oh,
After that.
you got me.
Come
Oh, you got
on.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
That's such
me.
a
And
good call, dude.
It was, I mean, like, and I'm telling you, and I write this in my memoir. It was like a movie. Like, I looked out the window at the neighbor's house and the American flag was waving.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
And in that moment, I was like, that's what this is. That's what this country is. It's the landscape, it's the land where people can become what they want. And it's the American dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I literally look myself in the mirror. Anything that comes out of my mouth, everything that I say will be the funniest thing that anybody has ever heard. I made this like promise to myself that I was going to be a spaz.
Yeah.
And I went in there, all I had to do was not getting fired. Then 200 episodes later, then 8 years and 8 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And was that character designed to be as front and center as it was? Because it seems as though like that character could be kind of tertiary, you know, like off to the side.
Yeah.
But I mean, that became like
It was supposed to
the
it's supposed to be
guy.
a one-line thing, you know.
Yeah,
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a one-line character that come in, they had a one punchline and stuff, you know. But you know, when I read the sites, I said, "Oh, Fez." At the time, it was spelled FES, which stood for foreign exchange student,
Right.
and they were nicknaming it that because they didn't know what ethnicity they were going to cast.
Right.
So when they cast the ethnicity, they were going to give him the name, right? So they were, you know, African kids, you know, Asian kids, like German kids, like, you know, they were literally trying to do every accent. And so I thought that, I took that as like, okay, maybe they don't know where he's from. So I combined accents from different countries and I brought an accent that you couldn't even phrase where he was from.
it was so androgynous, like it was like
It's so
16
ambiguous.
different
It was-
countries.
Exactly.
Androgynous.
Do I say androgynous?
Yes.
No.
Very dramatic
You're-
too.
Sure.
You were a dude.
Like a Calvin Klein ad. It was like a Calvin Klein ad in the 90s. Very androgynous.
But anyways, long story short, I created a character that was just so bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they gave me the part, and I remember doing my lines for the first time at the table read, I can feel that my co-stars were like, "Is he gonna do it like that?"
That's what it was like at your first NCIS table read too. We were all looking at each other going like, hey, is he gonna do the thing that he does? Or
Oh my God.
Remember, I had to
when's
reshoot
oh
it because I had done like a Tony Montana accent, you know?
Right.
And people were like, I don't know about that. But but anyway, so they were like, oh, what is he gonna do? Like, I don't think anyone got it until the live audience heard me for the first time. I think everyone's like, let's hope for the best. And I think the creators, Bonnie and Terry Turner, who I give them so much love, and Mark Guseo, they just really believed in me right away.
Yeah.
You know, they just like knew this was gonna be something. But my co-stars were young and cool, and I wasn't. You know, so they were, and I wasn't. So they were like, I don't know if this is gonna work. So I don't think they probably kept their distance from me. They're like, this guy's gonna get recast. But then came the pilot shot, the shooting, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, I say my first line. I forget what my first line was. I think I also, what was it? I think it was in the hub, and Jackie had told Donna that she needed to go to the bathroom. And Donna's like, what? And he goes, let's go, girls go to the bathroom together. Right? So like she goes, Donna. And so she leaves. So then I look at that and I go up to like the pinball machine. I go, I too must go to the bathroom. Eric?
Right.
And Fez, that's not how it works for me. He goes, and then I'm just so confused. And the audience was like, I was so confused because wait, but I just saw her do it. I don't know if this time. I thought this was an American thing. And the audience just exploded. And that's when I think my co-stars were like, oh, this is going to be a weapon. And it was a weapon for mass laugh.
Dude, I've known you for how many years? That's the first time I've heard you do a Fez's
I've
voice.
never heard
Yeah,
it.
congrats. I don't do it for anyone else.
I know you didn't.
I also
I'm like,
haven't
I have
there's no way
retired
you're
the
gonna do
voice. In fact, the thing
You
I'm going to tell
retired
my
that
public to make sure we cut that part of this episode.
Please keep that in.
I also haven't heard the Handy Manny voice either.
Oh, that's pretty much me, but like a little more spasmic. Hola, Handy Manny's Repair Shop. You break it, we fix it. This is Manny. Hola, Mrs. Portillo. Your blender's broken. Oh, don't worry. The tools and I will be right away. Adios. Goodbye.
Okay, now do Encanto.
Miércoles.
But do Mirabelle.
Zootopia. Zootopia 2.
Oh, that's
Ready?
so great.
Come on.
That voice is,
That one's
it'll
awesome.
That was
blow this
great.
microphone.
All right.
You have done like a
So
crazy
much.
amount of stuff here. You're producing. You obviously, used that 70s show as a launch pad to produce, to direct, to write. You're a published
To
author.
feed my family.
To feed your family. You're also making money doing this.
Yes.
Apparently.
What?
But wait, you're getting money for
Wait,
this?
you get paid?
Oh, you get paid for this?
But one thing
podcast?
that Diona and I were talking about, and we've talked about this with you extensively, one of the things I know that you are just so passionate about and really works incredibly well with NCIS is the fact that you are a USO World Ambassador.
Yeah.
And you have been to how many countries to entertain and meet with our troops?
Oh man, I haven't done the count of the countries. Maybe you do have it, but
It's 785.
I didn't even know there were 700 countries.
I don't think
I
there
don't think
is,
there
which
are. I
is
think he made that
makes
up.
it that much more
Some
impressive.
repeats there.
Don't
Yeah,
trust
there might
Brian. He
be.
makes up a lot.
Yeah, I make things up when I
Those
don't know.
cards are just recipes.
It's true. This is mostly Martha Stewart stuff. Proceed.
because they shot here.
Yeah, they shot
Yeah,
here.
they shot
That's
here.
famously,
Yeah.
this is Martha Stewart's
He's
kitchen
around.
set that we repurposed.
So I have proudly served at the USO for almost 20 years now. I've become their.
That predates NCIS then.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I was, I think I was doing Yo Mama on MTV, and I was just finishing up 70 show when I went on my first USO tour, and I've done almost 60 plus USO tours and engagements around the world. I've been to almost every military installation on the planet, from Germany to Djibouti, Africa, Iraq, Afghanistan, Bahrain, South Korea, Greenland, Lithuania, Poland, Norway, Honduras. Yeah, like you name it, we've been there. And our biggest mission statement is to kind of basically bring a piece of home to the active duty and to those who are serving currently abroad. And I've just been addicted. I've been addicted to saying thank you for everything I have. And I come full circle of the why I'm the USO Global Ambassador. It's because of that moment when I got the phone call and I looked out the window and I saw the American flag.
Yeah.
I said, I never was able to serve, but I think I can serve those who serve.
Yeah.
And that became my anthem. So I became and I was really honored, last year I was given one of their highest honors, and I only want to brag about it because I grew up watching Bob Hope specials in Spanish and black and white back in Venezuela. And I was like, I want to do what Bob Hope does when he goes out there and brings his friends and he entertains the troops at those different places. And eventually started doing it. And the USO has this gala that, that they do every year. It's a black tie gala in Washington, D.C. And every 5 to 6 years, they nominate somebody to get this merit award, which was a award that was given to Bob Hope. And last year, they awarded me that award. So it was one of the most, just one of the most surreal moments to have the CEO of the USO, talk about my work. And I'm just so proud of it, and so being on NCIS coming full circle, it's like another dream, right? Because I get to connect in a different way with those who serve. So it's very cool.
It's so interesting because I'm really just struck by everything you do. It's these environments of just pressure. Like even the USO, feeling like you are bringing people home, you are bringing that morale back to people. And it makes sense because you're a leader. You're a leader on set. Whenever there's something that needs to be taken care of, I feel like you're one of the first people I go to. I'm wondering about the leadership that you bring to your new projects. What are you working on? What kind of visions are you hoping to bring to life?
Yeah, so I think a lot of what I feel, I appreciate those words, by the way. Thank you. It really hits me.
Thank you. It's written here, actually.
Oh, that's great.
Right,
Great talk.
right on top of
That was
resume.
from Isaac. He
said
really,
that. Good job.
Wanted to pump you up.
I started a production company maybe about 16, 17 years ago.
We both have had projects with Like, you've been incredible to develop with. I'm not kidding. You're an incredible
thank you.
producer.
Thank you. I have an amazing team, and they all are very like-minded, and they get what we need to do to content. And sometimes these are gambles that this industry are not ready to take.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're gambles that are a little ahead of its time, and that's a fact, because then we sell the same idea like 6 years later, and you're like, wow, I guess we were ahead back then.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think a lot of what I feel our company stands for is to to bend genres, to place individuals who unlikely would be invited to that party, and have them be the leads of their own stories in a fantastical way. I think that, to me, if the journey is adventurous and beautiful and soulful, it doesn't matter who leads it. And it's not a one-size-fits-all. But for a lot of our communities and a lot of minority communities, just going along with an extraordinary journey is all it takes to invite you to watch live, to watch a film. People always ask, like, why do animation work so huge with African Americans and Asian community and the Latino community? And it's because in those stories, we can be anyone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to live action television and live action, films, it's hard to kind of go along with aspirational stories that are technically inviting you to be a part of that main story. So for us, we're changing a lot of that paradigm, and I have a great partnership with CBS Studios and Paramount, and now our grandfather company, Skydance, who are really trying to lead with, cultural innovation. And I think we'll see, everything is evolving as we're going, but I will give a lot of love and respect to George Cheeks and Amy Rosenbach and David Staff and everybody, in between at CBS, because for the last almost 10 years that I've been at the network, they themselves have been architecting a place where we can all be empowered to be on that screen in a fantastical, again, extraordinary type of way. And that's what our company stands for, So we're producing a lot of stuff and developing a lot of stuff that I'm incredibly proud of. I'm playing with titles that, like, they should only give Oscar winners, and that sign of confidence makes me swing really hard, because I really think the purpose is to create a playing field that feels equal for everyone, but it's just as fruitful and just as ambition as it is profitable, because it is a marketplace, right? Like, the idea is to cultivate the marketplace and most importantly, create a place where all of our audiences not only feel the same scenes, but they can go watch the same story together. Yeah. We also have a responsibility with this podcast, with the shows that we make and the things that we develop, to continue to bring people in the same room. Not needless to say that, in this moment that we're experiencing in history, we are being pushed away from each other more and more often. And they're cultivating our differences as opposed to continuing to fuel what really brings us together. Yeah. Which is either morality, our values, or the things that we really stand for. And we have to kind of continue to cultivate that audience, right? But we also have to continue to fuel culture with what's beautiful about it, right? And I think our stories and I think entertainment is the most efficient and most iconic and immortal vessel to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's what brings people together, is laughing together, sharing memories together, entertainment. I mean, that crosses cultural lines, like you were saying with animation. It crosses every cultural line, because you're looking at animals speaking together, or But the fact that what you're striving to do is to move past barriers of animation of any sort, and really just show that on screen, and then have that entertainment bring us closer together. That's fantastic, man. And I feel like we're doing our best to do that each week on the show the three of us are on.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
We gotta do Probie questions.
Oh, we got some. All right. So the fans of our show, NCIS, have been dubbed Probies. We get
against my
questions.
wishes. Against my wishes.
Oh no.
What did you want?
Yeah.
I want something else.
Like what?
What?
I mean, they've been on this show for like 23 years. They're not Probies. They should be like senior officers by this point.
Yeah.
Frank's called Gibbs Probie until, Gibbs was in his 60s. Here are our Probie questions.
We get political here.
This is getting very spicy. By the way, that quote is going to be the trailer to the episode.
Probably, yeah,
This is-
probably.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's getting
Yeah.
very
Do you want,
spicy.
let's
yeah.
get that clean real quick. Can you
I'm-
do? This is good.
Wow, this is getting very spicy.
And we're good. All right,
That's good.
fantastic. I appreciate
My
you doing that
ringtone.
again
Thank
for
you.
us. Here's a pretty simple, straightforward one, but people want to know any storylines that you want to see play out for Torres.
That's a good question. I just had this conversation with one of our writers.
Which one? I'm
Yeah.
actually curious. Which one?
Name names.
No one that really has the jurisdiction to make it happen.
Okay, fair enough.
I know who exactly you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's all of them.
Yep.
That's all of them. Yeah, I write my storylines by the president now because. So, president of the network, by the way. Just want
Fair.
to make sure.
Yes,
Oh
yeah,
yeah. We were there.
President of CBS.
Right back.
Yes, yeah. We go above
Just
that,
like-
it gets a little messy.
Could be very easy
Yeah.
misconstrued.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it has to.
I don't
because
use
they're-
that word often, but I used it on the show.
You on this? Okay, got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you ask about storylines for Torres, I think I'll be completely brutally honest on your show
Thank you.
Fair.
because this is the place to be brutally honest, right?
Yes.
'Cause
That's
this is not
kinda-
a commercial for the show. This is
It's-
like us actors talking about what we wish it would be.
Partners and Probies and brutal honesty.
So
We're brutal.
yeah, no, you're brutals and partners. That would have
Difficult.
been better. Probies.
Brutals
Give
and
me a break.
Okay.
Give me a break. I will say that
It's on the mug.
I think Torres has strayed away from who he was
Mm-hmm.
season 1 and 2.
Lone Wolf. maybe?
Yes.
The lone wolf is like obviously a state of mind and mentality. What I mean mostly about his expertise.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
There is strengths that this character had that I
Undercover.
feel like are not being utilized in storylines. And I think that, yeah, you get the one episode where he has undercover and all that stuff, and I think that's really dynamic and really fun.
Mhm.
So what you're asking me what I want to do more, I want to go back to that, like, Torres walks into a room, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I want to go back to that.
Yeah.
Because at the time, Gibbs was like holding the leash of a pit bull all the time.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to like, what shift is that? You know? And like, what has to happen to get him back into like, I will protect my own with my own life, you know? And I want to go back to that.
You know, I feel like we saw a little that in season like 18, 19, like when I first came in, because he was kind of having some substance abuse problems.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like Torres walks in a room and you don't quite know what was going to happen. And in his kind of sobriety journey, I see what you mean. Like he has softened in a way where he still rallies for his team.
Yeah.
But I want to see that Torres because Casey hasn't met that Torres.
Yeah. And I think it doesn't have to be a relapse. It has to be like something changes the paradigm that reminds him that there was a world he saw when he was 8 years undercover
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
that's still there. That solving a crime and solving a murder, it's not quite putting a dent on the underworld he's actually learned existed before he joined NCIS.
Yeah.
So I want to tap into that high stakes underground crime organized thing that's just below the surface of humanity. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
which is a
yeah,
world
yeah,
where
yeah.
he thrived and where he went there and he gave himself to, and as an undercover agent, like he had to become the bad guy to get the bad guy.
Right. Well, what about a family? Do you think Torres is ready for a family? And I only say that because I've seen how hard, how hard Torres will push himself to save a kid. And I'm just wondering if that's something that could.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think we will have to first establish a love interest, and for that establish like there's like a stable relationship there, and 3, like they're going to be in danger because of his job, and you know there'll be a lot of stuff to be told there.
Casey's right there. Casey's right
I
there.
mean,
Hello.
if it starts now by season 29,
Yeah.
we should.
I mean, Knight and Jimmy, Torres and
Double
Casey,
double
Torres and Casey.
wedding.
But yeah, so I think it'd be possible for him. I just don't know when. You know, I think that you kind of want this guy to run into the fire, not knowing that anyone's home. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why I
love
think that when you apply, when you apply that to Sean Murray,
Sure.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of times where like, no, I'll go because you have kids, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
that's been done before.
That's true. That has been.
What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, you say something now.
No.
No.
Continue.
Me?
This has been Wilmer Valderrama. He's one of our closest friends and allies. Plays Nick Torres on NCIS every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on CBS. It's been a treasure to have
I'm
you.
pretty sure the Probies know that. Yeah, so.
No, they're probies.
The what now? The Probies?
Well,
They're probies. They just got here.
Okay.
Make a vote.
You have any other? You say have Probies and what? Didn't you have a question or something?
Partners.
That was one of the.
That was it.
That was the
was one.
Probie-
You want another
the
one?
Probie question.
No, that was a lot of questions there.
Yeah. You see how thick this recipe stack
Did you
is?
not go through any other segments that you guys were going to talk about?
Well, no. You just kept talking. I don't know what else to say. We want to say thank you so much.
Oh, that's not what you want to say?
That's what I want to say.
Also, I have to say.
Go ahead and say it.
Oh, go ahead.
If that's what you want to say.
Thanks, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of the best.
Should I be here?
Denara, amigo.
Should I leave? Can I tell
Can
you
how
something?
beautiful you look.
Thank you. Can I tell you something? I've actually never been nervous to do an interview here. You are the only person, and you're the person I know the most.
Oh my
but I think
God.
because of that, like I will ask that first question, and my brain just went, "Hi!" Like I just absolutely blanked out. But you're the only person I've ever been nervous to
Oh,
interview.
that's really sweet.
is
You're
the
like,
best.
and also you're the first interview we do.
I was hoping you'd reciprocate and be like, you guys, I've never been nervous for an interview before.
Thank you.
But with
I
you
will
two,
say, can I be honest?
Yeah.
I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Finally.
I want to be honest with you.
Brutally.
Okay.
No,
Brutally.
no. I want to be like softly honest with you. I don't
Oh,
wanna be
like
but we
like
love
genuine.
I don't want to
like,
be brutal with you.
Like
No,
genuinely
we
honest.
like
Yeah, I want to be genuinely
Okay,
honest.
yeah. I want to
Honest.
hear
Like,
this.
I wanted to give a good interview because I was coming on your show.
Aw.
Buddy.
Thank you. You didn't. I'm kidding. You were great. So-
To be honest, by the way, the funniest thing is that you have a handful of cards, and I didn't see them shuffle one time, which means I am a disaster. Of a
It
guest.
is an easy talk.
I just
when
absolutely
Wilmer Valderrama is on
disaster.
the
Yeah,
set.
that was perfect.
Dude, you're the best.
Well, thanks for finally having me on your show.
Well, it's
I've been begging to be on it.
Well, this is going to air as the second episode, probably.
Oh,
Oh.
can I say thank you for having me on your show?
Sure.
You guys did a
I
fantastic
think the show's already
job.
done.
The show's
One
done.
small critique. One
Yeah.
small critique.
Please.
Go on.
Why? Orange walls again.
I think
Please, nobody
wanted
wants
you
the
to
orange
feel
walls.
at home.
I look
Will,
like
Orange
this
this
walls
was
are
for
like
you.
something we've been wanting to get rid of.
This is for you.
Somebody thought it was a great idea. We wanted to feel like it's on set.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm out of here.
What color? Wait, one last question. What color would you paint the squad room? You get to paint the squad room another color. What color? Is it?
I
Please
would
don't say
say
gray.
maybe like a normal color.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
The spectrum is
it.
wide there, right? Like there's like a lot of colors you can do.
color. Orange is a normal color.
It's a normal color for sunburn if you live in Italy and you're
Sure.
at 72 years
Sure,
old with
sure.
a boat. Yes.
It's doing wonders for your complexion, by the way. I'm
Like
looking
your
at you
skin
with
is
the
you do.
leather
orange
and
behind
you are
you.
in Lake Como with
Unfortunately,
a little wooden sail and you're going to have some parmesan.
Unfortunately, you do look great. You do look great in this.
You look delightful.
You look
Oh,
great.
with orange? Really?
Yeah, yeah,
really
you do.
do.
Yeah.
This has been NCIS, Partners and Probies. We have been talking with Wilmer Valderrama.
Partners and who?
You can watch this anytime you want on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you so much.
If you can find it, because Probies are so inexperienced.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Ah.
Follow and listen to NCIS Partners and Probies on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.